having on the 22nd of August 2021. And this is the second full moon in Aquarius, a blue moon. Now, during a full moon, we usually can experience some tension between work and home, your professional versus your personal life, what you would like to do and what you have to do, your mind and your feelings. At times, we may even experience some discordancy in close relationships, the opposite sex and family members or friends, as the moon here requires emotional freedom. Therefore, we are being asked to balance these extremes out, and the Aquarius perspective can assist us in becoming impartial observers of our lives, our relationships, and also our future plans. And during this time, you may receive emotional support from a friend, or you may feel more protective over someone, or even experience a bit of jealousy if a friend is maybe paying more attention to someone else. New relationships starting from friendships are possible. Also new friends that could be quite different from you, or or even you could find that your group alliances are changing, and also disconnections or changes in relationships in general. So we might see some people breaking up, that's been trying to sort of cut the cord for a long time, and we could also be seeing new relationships forming. With the new moon in Leo, it was time to set things in motion, and now it is time to bring it into further manifestation by closing out one aspect of our lives in order to begin anew, or doing things in a different way than before. With the Sun opposite Jupiter retrograde conjunct the moon, we must be careful to not go overboard during this time, spending too much money, overindulging, or even becoming arrogant and over-promising, whilst not completely sure if we can deliver. But there is an optimism here, an excitement, as things are coming to a head, and we can feel it. Even though there are final endings, even big ones, there's support from your people and confidence that it will work out in the end, as we must continue to move forward. And Mercury is also conjunct Mars in Virgo, opposite Neptune retrograde, and trine Uranus retrograde in Taurus, and Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. And these aspects can make us more critical and quite quick to defend ourselves or start a fight or over possibly even nothing at times, or trivial things. So stay mindful and rather use this energy to tie up loose ends. Your intellectual and mental energy is stronger at this time, and you can achieve more. So direct that wisely. Mental stimulation and excitement is in the air. It's a great time to tackle the plans you haven't been able to complete, because you'll be able to now. There's a higher level of clarity coming through here, and you can sort of see your way through now. Travel to a foreign or far-off place could be tempting. Therefore, if you feel restless, get out and and do something different that you would normally do. This will do you really good. It's also a great transit to also start learning something new, expecting changes that are exciting, new different connections and opportunities, interesting and electric conversations, and you'll be much more open to other points of view, and your intuition is strengthened as well during this time. And even though the Neptune influence could possibly bring in some confusion, exalted Mercury is strong, and the trine to Pluto will assist in clarification with increased focusing power. So you're contemplating deeper connections to everything and fulfilling stable relationship that has compromise and longevity, that come from a place of maturity and wisdom. And that's now possible with Venus also in rulership in Libra and trine to Saturn retrograde in rulership in Aquarius. Practical relationships that work. And that goes for personal as well as business relationships. The Sun and Moon both square the nodes, which highlights the full moon even more, as it shows the importance of the houses of Leo and Aquarius in your chart as key focus points of integration in moving forward. But the North Node trine Saturn will also assist in overcoming limitations and achieving ambitious goals. Now, during this full moon period, the organs that are more sensitive during this time are the calves, the ankles, the shin, the Achilles tendon, the forearm muscles, and the thyroid hormones. It is not recommended to go for surgical operations during a full moon if it is possible to avoid. And as with all of this year, we still have the Saturn-Uranus square in the backdrop all year. Therefore, be patient with yourself and with others as we process and find our way through abrupt changes that are shaking us out of the past and into the future. Remember to stay flexible, not rigid, while clearing out the elements of your life that is no longer working. Trust the moment, trust the process, and live in the moment as much as you can. Now, this full moon is also in the nakshatra of Dhanishta, which is symbolized by a drum, and it's ruled by Mars, where this full moon is ruled by Saturn, but in this nakshatra also by Mars. And the element here is the ether. And this relates to travel, it relates to music, and especially rhythm and timing. And this really spoke to me about the time that we are in right now. This is the time for action. So if there's anything that you really need to do, the time to do that is now. Because we will be seeing more restrictions, we will be seeing abrupt changes, unexpected events, both in the natural world as well as politically all over the world with the current situation that we are faced with. And it is just very hard to plan ahead at this time. So it's important for the changes that will be coming in the next few years and the levels of control that could take place. You want to take action now. Now, I'd also like to read to you the Sabian symbol for the moon at 29 degrees of Aquarius. And this is a critical degree. It's at the end of Aquarius. It's very much symbolizing a radical change, a radical endings to certain aspects of our lives, radical change taking place. Now, this is a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. The keynote here is the capacity to utterly transform the character of one's consciousness by radically altering the structural patterns of everyday living and the types of relationships one enters upon. This is the second time within a very short span of the cycle that the butterfly symbol appears. Here, what is emphasized is the process of metamorphosis itself. It is the fourth symbol of a five-fold sequence, and it stresses the essential character of the activity required at this stage of the cycle. Nothing short of a complete renewal of all the implications of being alive as a human individual will do. A radical change is needed, At this stage, this change is individual and mental, and it should be seen against the background of humanity as a whole. What is revealed is the potential ability of every human being to participate in a higher realm of evolution after his or her emergence from a critical state of transition. At this fourth stage of the 65th subcycle, the key word is metamorphosis. In spiritual terms, this implies initiation, entering a higher realm of conscious existence, and there joining a sacred company. And then I'd also like to read to you the inside degrees for the Sun in Leo at 29 degrees, opposite the Moon. A broken sword, consecration to a higher power, the giving over of the personal will, the marvel of root change, coming to the end of your own path, and it is just the beginning of the greater way. The heart must open. The infinite must be born inside. The destiny necessity is there. So much karmic backlog. So many ways to be right and to be wrong. The realization in the very midst that there is nobody listening to the old tale, and everybody is awaiting somebody else to come through. A profound and utter doorway into a great unknown. What has been is finished. What shall be is so very different. And what is now is a question and a prayer and a destiny that must find its redemption. May the sun shine bright on you this day. Until next time.